Alright, just spent the night at the Mountain Crossings Hostel. And this is the trail. I think everyone points it out because it's so cool. It's the only part of the trail that goes through a covered building. So, off into the rainy mist. Oh my gosh. Thankfully it's significantly warmer today. And it'll be a short day because my knee still is screaming in pain. So this will be interesting. So at the hostel last night, there was originally just one other person, Sky, and her dog Baloo. And then around 5 o'clock or so, another 4 people I think rolled in. They had gone like 15 miles that day and really wanted to get over Blood Mountain before today with all the rain, because it probably wouldn't have been fun coming down that. But I had the private room, which I'm glad I did with all those people in there. Just having some time to myself and better sleep finally. It was really nice. I looked at the weather in town, which I tried to get it as close to like out here as I could, but I don't know how those things even work. It looks like it's supposed to pretty much rain all day, but not that bad. And then in the afternoon, 1 to 3-ish, we could get thunderstorms, and it should be pretty heavy rain. And then it should lighten up. So by the time I get to camp, which with my knee acting up already, could take a little while. But the rain should lighten up by then, maybe quit. I don't know. But this should be the only day that it really rains. There's a few other days in the next week so far that maybe will rain for a little while or overnight, but not all day. So it shouldn't be too bad after today. And hey, what's one day of rain? You know. So my real concern right now is that as soon as I stepped out the door this morning, my knee was already screaming in pain. So I took some ibuprofen last night, more again this morning, and we'll see. But I have 5 days planned out to make it to Dix Creek Gap, which is like 7 or 8 miles a day. Very, very low mileage. But with how my knee has been doing and my feet and everything, I really did not want to push at all and try and let them recover. So hopefully that helps. But gotta keep going and we'll see what happens. Well, it's still raining. Thankfully it lightened up a bit right now. For like the last hour, it's just been pouring rain. And early this morning, it was actually a nice day. I was really enjoying hiking in the rain. I was getting a little warm. The rain was cooling me off. A little bit of a breeze cooling me off. But then after a little while, I don't know if the rain just started soaking through or if it got colder, but all of a sudden it wasn't so fun anymore. And when it just rains for a couple hours straight, that gets to you after a little bit. So I'm glad I'm getting this little bit of a break right now. When I was looking yesterday, it said that the heavy rain wasn't supposed to start until like 1 p.m. But I don't know if that was somewhere in town or like up here, you know, who knows where the app is actually looking for that kind of stuff. But we got some pretty heavy rain, and if that was the heavy rain that's already rolled through, that'd be great, because then from here on out it should just be light rain, maybe stopping for the day, and that would be awesome to be done with that already. But I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, it's not much to say. It's just been a really wet day. My shoes are soaked walking through streams. Yeah, some of the trail was just like solid rock and that's it. And there's just like rainwater streaming down the rocks, which is kind of cool, but a little bit annoying if you're trying to not step in the rain puddles. So eventually you just sort of give up and walk straight through it. So yeah, that's today for you. Wet. Man, I don't know if you can see through the trees down there, but there's a road and a big parking lot. That's Tesnatee Gap. I just had to climb down on the other side a really steep hill for a good ways. I'm not even sure how long. Really steep down into that, immediately steep right back up. You can see down here is where I just came from. This is where I'm going. This is all it's been, is these steep switchbacks, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is a very steep mountain. But the rain has stopped for now. I expected it to come back just because that would suck. But it's possible it's done raining, and that would be awesome. I think I have less than a mile maybe until the turnoff to the shelter I'm going to, but I forget the name of it. This shelter a lot of people skip because it's 1.2 miles off the trail down a Blue Blaze, so it's just really far away from the main trail. I don't know why they did that, but typically hikers don't like to go more than like half a mile for sure, but even less than that. So I don't know, we'll see if anyone else even goes there, but it kind of lines up perfectly with my plan, and part of me just wants to do it because nobody else does it really, so why not? Alright, here we go. There's the main trail. This is the Blue Blaze. Whitley Gap Shelter, 1.2 miles. Yeah, why not? So today has been a decent day overall. Like I said earlier, it started out, I felt pretty good, even with the rain. It was fine. And then later on, I started to get really cold, and just the rain was getting a bit much. So that was starting to impact my morale. But the last couple hours, it's either been like kind of sprinkling or not raining at all, and that's been really nice. I'm still wet. I'm still kind of cold whenever the wind blows, but you know, it's not too bad. And I believe the next 4 or 5 days are supposed to be mostly sunny or cloudy somewhat. There's a little bit of chances of rain here and there, but not a lot of rain, and not a very high chance, so it may or may not happen. But there should be nothing like today. So I'll get to camp, figure out where to put up my tent and everything, and then it's still a little early. I went really slow today because the downhill is just killing me right now. So I've been trying to go slow and steady, prevent any further injuries. And yeah, we'll get to camp. Hopefully it's still dry. I can set my tent up and everything, and then see about making dinner here in a little while.